Hey Queens and Kings, welcome back and thank you guys so much for watching. So today is our part 2 of our Revamp Upcycle series. So today I actually will be doing my headboard over. If you guys would like to see how I come from this look to this gorgeous gray tufted headboard here and just using less item, and I mean less item, go ahead and continue to watch. So here's the before. This is the before, and you guys have seen me done a video on this headboard, which I will link it down below. All I did was just tuck the crystals and everything that I had on it, but I'm going to repurpose it. So, yeah. Okay, so now I done took off the top layer of the fabric that I did have, that blue, the navy blue. So basically I'm going to just try to repurpose the batting that I have on here, other than going to the store to get some more. But I'm going to put another layer of foam. So I'm going to remove the top of this batting as best as I can, starting from the bottom here, and work my way around and lift it up and basically place the other foam on top of it so I can make it at least a little bit thicker, which this is the foam right here, and I'm gonna try to see how that works. Okay, so it has been done. All I did was flip it over and had my daughter to pull the staples on out, but I just did one side of it, so this side here is still stapled down, and here go all the batting. Okay, Queens and Kings, so what I decided is to be lazy and not go to the store and get some more foam, as you guys can see. So basically what I'm going to do is just, basically I'm going to tuff to the area that I can. So basically it would basically go from high and go down to low, because this is basically the end of the bed, what would be behind the mattress. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to tough it up, do it like I had it before. As you can see, basically the toughness stopped to here, and I didn't tough any more down, because this is basically where it goes, where the mattress meets, and the pillows and everything will hide this area here. So I think I'm still going to do that. And remember and keep in mind, this is just a revamp. It's not the real deal Holyfield, so don't get your panties and your boxes in a bunch. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, and replace the batting on top of it, because you know this is recycling. Basically trying to repurpose things that we already had for the low. You know, use as much as we can use in our own home before we actually go purchase anything else. And which I did was purchase this phone. Thought it was gonna be big enough, but for $16, this is not even worse for $16. Like, if it had been a little wider, I could say, but no. So I'm just going to fold this back over, and I'm going to basically glue this down, because I didn't go get no staplers neither. Because you guys know, with the first time I did this, I had everything, the foam, the batting, the stapler gun, and adhesive, and all of that. But I'm just going to reuse what I have, try not to go spend no more money. So basically this is how it's going to be. And by using the batting, it's basically going to secure the foam in place and keep the fabric from moving. That's the purpose of the batting. And it still give me like that little even little slope. Okay, Queens and Kings, I want to show you guys basically how I'm gluing this down before I actually go and secure the rest of it. All I did was basically, for some of the batting here, all I'm doing is just placing some glue down. Just placing some glue down, and I'm basically pressing it down. Basically how I did the same thing with the bar stool. I'm just randomly placing some glue just so to keep it intact, so that it doesn't move or anything like that. What I do is just place some hot glue down, and I'm just gonna put the batting down over it. don't be like me. Actually go get your glue, not a glue gun, but your stapler and your stapler gun to do this part here. But I'm just recycling, like I said before, and just trying to save a couple coins. That's probably about it. So that's how I'm doing that there. And I'm going to do that all the way around to secure it back down in place. That's all I'm doing. And once I complete doing this, I will be back with the basically to place the fabric on top. Okay, Queens and Kings, so before I move on to the next step, I want to show you guys a quick trick that I actually did see another YouTuber do this to make the little holes and everything in it other than just eyeballing like I was going to do. I totally had forgot of this little part here because I basically covered up the other holes that I did have with the other foam that I put down, the white one here. So what I did was I took my ruler like I did before. I did 12 inches apart, as you can see here. I wrote 12, which I did it upside down. But this here is 16. So I'm going to have like a wider gap here because this is not a even board. I think it's 73 inches long if I'm not mistaken. So basically I measure from the end, 6 from the end, from the edge to the end where it was 6 inches, and from this mark to this mark here is 12. It's 12. Here is 16. As you can see it, well, you barely can see it. That's an 8 there, and that's an 8 there. So in between these two marks here are 8. From here to here is 8, but from here to here is 12, as well from here to here is 12. And as you can see, I do have more than one hole in it, so therefore that's why I put the little X's so I can know exactly where I want to go. And as you can see, I'm trying to do the diamond pattern, and as I drew it on the batting, so therefore I can know where I'm going with it, and it'd be easier for me to be able to poke the hole in with the buttons and everything, which I'm gonna show you guys that in a moment. But I also went ahead and just went on and put my holes in, and what I did was I used this little metal little pipe in here, which is easy to cut through the foam. So basically, I'll show you guys. So from here to here is 12. I used this little wooden ruler here. So it's 12 inches long. So from here to here, I will make my mark with my marker, and I will mark here. Basically, let me know where the next spot for I can actually put my hole at, which I will just take my little metal little pipe in here and just twist till I get down to the area where I want it, and it actually give it a sharp hole, as you guys can see. So I will continue doing that on, and basically that's what I did with each and every one of these holes here, where basically I'm going to put my buttons at. So now I'm just going to move on to the fabric, and I'm going to show you guys the rest of the items, material that we're going to use. Okay, Queens and Kings, so here are the rest of the items that you would need to revamp your headboard or recycle, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I'm going to use a pair of scissors. I'm using my adhesive needles here that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to use the 10-inch because, as you can see, it comes with 4 pieces in one pack, and I paid only $5.99 for it. And I'm going to use these little buttons here, these crystal buttons that I ordered from Amazon, which I will link down below. And instead of me using adhesive thread, I'm going to use some sewing thread. Basically what you sew your hair in, or whatever you weave, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, but this is how they look. You just have the back of, have the little buttonhole there. And all I'm doing is just basically taking some string, cutting a piece of the thread off. And once I cut the thread down to the length that I want it to be, sorry that I wasn't in focus, I would cut it. And the 2 pieces here, the 2 end parts, I would stick it inside the buttonhole. As you see here, I'll stick both ends through there, pull it through. So once again, I will stick both through the hole there. A little difficult because I'm using one hand. And the little loop part here, this little loop part, I will pull it through, pull those through, and loop like that. So basically, I do all the buttons that way. So now I'm about to go ahead and spread the fabric across the headboard. Okay, Queens and Keys, so therefore I don't place the fabric over the headboard. Now I'm about to get ready to start basically sewing in the buttons. And here are the buttons once again. All I did was just place the two ends through the loop of the needle there. And basically I'm going to find the hole. And I'm just going to place it in that hole and I'm going to pull down. And I'm going to use my extra heavy duty like type clear tape to hold it down to secure it on the back. So here's the tape that I'm actually going to use here. Okay, Queens and Kings, so I figured a method out that will work for me with this headboard because I tried different ways and it just was not giving me the type of tufted look that I was going for, or even a tufted look, because once I do it, make a tufted, make the first hole, then I move to the next location and pull the screen tighter underneath, it will actually loosen the first one that I did. So what I came up with, basically you see that I have my little hole here, and I'm using my hot glue. Basically I'm just gonna put a nice decent amount of hot glue in the hole, all around the holes, even on the sides to touch it, so therefore it can hold some of the fabric down and pull it tight as well. I will go back. I will go back with my marker here and basically go back and do my little outline again. What I did, so press it all down, leave my mark in there, take my needle and thread and button and basically go back in that hole, and I'll pull down and pull through. Now you see I have my tape here. I already have it pre-cut, pre-peeled off and everything, and I would just pull real tight like this. So give me the tufted look, and if you guys can see, it's not loose, it's not making this one loose. So therefore I will pull real tight, and I will pull the thread here this way. I will pull real tight going towards down to the bottom. As I move down, flip this over, take my tape off my hand, and secure the screen. And if you guys wonder why it does it a lot of shaking, I have the headboard sitting on top of the two stools that I did the first part of this series. So basically I'm going to continue doing that method, going all the way around and downward, because like I said, it does give me the tufted look that I'm trying to go for. So as you can see, I already did the first row, and this is basically where that 16-inch mark at, which I'm not really caring for it since it's a DIY headboard. And I will move down to the next part, and I will continue doing it also on downward, working my way down towards the bottom there. So let's do that one more time, just in case no one did quite understand what I was doing. So I'm moving on to the second row here. Basically, I just don't roll my fabric up, finding my hole, and I'm just gonna place my pen or my marker once again to place my fabric back into my hole like I had it before. That's just for me to just know where to place my hot glue. I mean to say, take my hot glue again, and all I'm going to do, place a large amount once again in that hole. Take my fabric again, basically place it back in that hole, and use my marker. So as I'm doing that, I'm pulling this extra fabric back so I can know, so I won't have to worry about dealing with it later. So basically the fabric be secure in place. And I'm not worried about the size if it's too short, because I have more fabric that I can use to cover the size up. Now I'm going to take my needle once again and go back into that hole. Pull that real tight. As you can see, I have my tape once again. Pull my thread down to the bottom, pull it going towards the bottom, and secure it. Okay, Queens and Kings, so it is done. The front part of it is done. It is complete, and I'm loving it. I can't wait to put it up on the wall to see it even better. But for the ends now, I'm going to just take my hot glue, and I'm going to pull the ends tight like this. So therefore, it can give me the little crease on the sides as well, like this going across. So I'm going to pull it real tight as possible as I can. Try to straighten it out some as best as I can and pull it to the edge, because as you see, it is kind of short now when the tufting part took place. So that is a tip. That's for this headboard, I actually did 3 yards, but I did end up cutting at least a strip off from the side, which I regret of doing that, because I would have had more on the side. So now I really have to pull it real tight to make it fit to cover the sides, so therefore you don't have to see it. That's why I say I'm not really worried about the sides, because I do have some more fabric that I can cover it up just in case. But we're not gonna worry about that. You know, we're gonna make this work. Like I said, I'm gonna pull it real tight like this on the sides, and I'm just gonna work my way around as well to the top. Also pull it very tight so it can straighten out some of the creases and everything in there. So let's go ahead and get started with that, and we could be able to put it up on the wall. Alright, Queens and Kings, so basically I'm done with the front as in what I'm going to do, but I want to show you guys the back here, because I know I'm going to get questions like how did I get it to go through, all because this is more just like little plywood, if you would say, little boards, and then they have this little cardboard back in here. So that's how I was able to basically poke the holes through. As you can see here, that's all I did when I put thread the needle and pulled the thread down, and I pulled real tight, and basically I pulled downward like I said, and place the tape to secure it, so therefore it doesn't move, even though it's still not going to move even with the hot glue as well. But this is how it looks. I'm not even worried about the extra screen. I'm not even worried about the extra fabric, because like I said, once again, this is just a repurposed DIY. So yeah, but let's turn it around and see how it looks on the front. Okay, queens and kings, so here is the front part of the headboard. Basically all what I'm going to do to the headboard. I really do like the turnout of it. I love the tough look that it give me. It don't give me the total look that I was going for with the tufts, because you see I had some problems in certain areas over here, but that's when I learned after the fact. When I start with one, I should have been making the creases, but I didn't pick up on that until as I got basically down to the, you know, the second row or the third row or whatever. But I love the way that it looked. And here to the bottom, and see this extra fabric, I'm just gonna leave that and let it hang to the back of the bed or whatever. But let's put this on my wall, and I'm gonna show you guys basically what I'm gonna hang it up with, because in the back here, if you guys seen it or not, it have this little cuff little part here like it had before, like I showed you guys before. And I'm using the Dollar Tree little multi-purpose hooks, and basically I'm just gonna hook it up there on the wall. I already have them on the wall, so I will show you guys how they look. Okay, queens and kings, so these are the hooks here. I do have two. I showed you guys these when I did the headboard the first time. I'm using these again because these work for wonders. Y'all seen that I did use these for jamming curtain rods and stuff like that. Y'all see that I did a DIY for the bathroom towel holders, you know. So these work wonders. You can use them all types of ways. I've seen other people use it for different things, different DIY. So this is what I'm going to place my headboard on, and I will show you guys what it looked like. Okay, queens and kings, so here it is that I have placed it on the wall. I have to tell you guys, I absolutely love it, how it looks on my wall and how it fits over the bed and everything like that. This is a great turnout, which I told you guys you wouldn't be able to see the bottom part there, so it all looked all as in one. So if you queens and kings enjoyed this DIY repurposed headboard, please go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Also share with your family, friends, and loved one. And I will talk to you queens and kings in part 3 series.